So, one of the biggest myths of manifesting and creating the life that you desire is that you have to feel good all the time. I find that that was one of the things that kind of pushed me away from a lot of this when I first started getting into it. Just being more mindful in general was a lot of people were like, if you have a negative thought, just like cancel it, just like push it out of your mind. You shouldn't be feeling that way. You should always feel good. If you feel bad, you're gonna attract bad, and if you feel good, you're gonna attract good. So I almost became like fearful of my thoughts and fearful of fear and fearful of experiencing like any negative emotion in general. But one of the things that I've realized a lot, especially in the past year, is that contrast or like any negative emotion in general is such a blessing. Because when you know what you don't want, it allows you to fine tune and really hone into the experience of what you do desire all the more. It's great to live in la la land sometimes, like I do it. I'm someone that I use my imagination all the time. A lot of the things that I live and experience now are things that I've imagined and held in my thoughts. So I'm not discrediting the power of your imagination and the power of, viewing things from a positive lens, because that is, again, the essence of life in itself. But you are going to experience contrast, and being a mindful manifester doesn't, bulletproof you from experiencing things in life that some people may interpret as bad. But I feel like the key point in that is the interpretation. So contrast is a beautiful thing because it allows you so much clarity. And it also is almost like a test or a training ground for the next level. Like for me, whenever I'm experiencing something less than ideal or negative or bad or sometimes even a devastating situation, I literally view it as training. Like I look at it like God took me and put me in a camp and said, girl, you're about to work for your life right now. You're gonna train. You're gonna experience pain. You're going to experience things that you may not want to experience, that you may not desire, but you need to go through this in order to get to where you're going. You need to go through this to see the blessings and to see the abundance that is in your future. But in order for you to get there, you have to learn the skills that you're going to acquire through this period of contrast. And in order to get to that point, you're not going to get there without going here. You don't have peaks without valleys, right? You have to go through the valley in order to experience the peak. And in itself, the experience of that contrast allows you to appreciate the celebratory or the abundance and the manifestation of the things that you desire so much more, because you know where you came from and you know what you had to go through to get to that point. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go through hard times in order to reach your goals or to manifest the things that you want to manifest. No, that's not what I'm saying. But in life, there inevitably at some point is going to be a situation that you don't necessarily want or is less than ideal, right? And you have a choice. We all have choices. God gave us choice. You have a choice. You can allow that situation to overtake you and to only see it as a negative and only see it as a drawback and a deficit and to put you on your back and on your heels. Or you can dig your heels into the ground and climb like you've never climbed before. And the choice is yours, right? Whether you want to come out on top or whether you want to come out on the bottom, the only person that's going to determine that is you, right? So you can look at your contrast or your negative situation from the perspective of a victim, or you can look at it from the perspective of a champion. And you can look at that and say, okay, this less than desirable situation. So what have I learned? What have I learned? What will I do, say, react, experience, feel differently next time? What skills, what tools can I learn from this situation to make me better and to show up in the world as a better, truer, fuller, more authentic self? Right? And what is this showing me? Maybe in a lot of cases about myself and about my situation or about how I interact with the world. How can I learn from this, and where am I going from here? Right? So when we have our moments of, less than ideal or contrast, take them in. Take them in as much as you take in the blessings and the abundance in your life, because they're just as impactful, if not more, right? Take them in their entirety and use that situation to define what you desire even more, right? Because as we all know, the power of manifesting isn't in the general, right? There's so much energy circulating in our world and in our universe and through our bodies. What allows us to really, really manifest is to hone into that power and to hone into that energy. And how we do that is through the specifics of our mind, our thoughts, and our actions, right? And contrast provides clarity. Contrast provides us the ability to fine tune and define, hey, I don't want that again. So what is it that I actually truly do desire? What am I learning from this situation? What am I shaping into to develop in the future? Right? And now you have a more clear and a more defined perspective of the things, the situations, the experiences, whatever it is that you desire through that contrast, because it provided so much clarity. And now you can use that clarity to co-create with the universe, right? Which means we need to take action. We need to put some skin in the game. But now, because we have a better understanding of our clarity and what it is that we truly desire, we're in a better position to manifest. We're in a better position to create, right? That's why a lot of the times when you see that people are down and out, people are on their last meal, on their last water, on their last dollar, whatever, that's when they grow the most. That's when they, build the most. That's when they defy the odds and expectations of what they were capable of. Is because that devastating situation of contrast provided them with the fine-tunement of clarity and the understanding of what it is that they desire, right? So don't shy away from the pain. Don't shy away from the negative and less than favorable situations, because they are brought to you by source, by our creator, by your ability to co-create. Because at the end of the day, negative and undesirable situations, you have also created those, right? So take accountability for that as well, and use that energy, use the energy of that clarity to create and manifest something that you desire, something that you truly, truly desire. So I hope that helps. That's one of the biggest myths of manifesting, is that you always have to feel good all the time. And that, my dear, is obviously not realistic and no way to live a life. We all know that, right? So take that contrast. Don't run away from it. Don't hide into a bubble, maybe for a short period of time if that's what you need. But at the end of the day, know that this is shaping you for the better. And that is it. Hope you enjoy. Have a great day.